If we have chosen the position in life in which we can most of all work for mankind, no burdens can bow us down, because they are sacrifices for the benefit of all, then we shall experience no petty, limited, selfish joy, but our happiness will belong to millions, our deeds will live on quietly but perpetually at work, and over our ashes will be shed the hot tears of noble people. History calls those men the greatest who have ennobled themselves by working for the common good. Experience acclaims as happiest the man who has made the greatest number of people happy. As Prometheus, having stolen fire from heaven, begins to build houses and to settle upon the earth, so philosophy, expanded to be the whole world, turns against the world of appearance. The same now with the philosophy of Hegel. Real thalers have the same existence that the imagined gods have. Has a real thaler any existence except in the imagination, if only in the general or rather common imagination of man? Bring paper money into a country where this use of paper is unknown, and everyone will laugh at your subjective imagination. Greek philosophy seems to have met with something with which a good tragedy is not supposed to meet, namely, a dull ending. What is genuine is proved in the fire, what is false we shall not miss in our ranks. The opponents must grant us that youth has never before flocked to our colors in such numbers. In the end, one will be found among us who will prove that the sword of enthusiasm is just as good as the sword of genius. The representation of private interests abolishes all natural and spiritual distinctions by enthroning in their stead the immoral, irrational and soulless abstraction of a particular material object and a particular consciousness which is slavishly subordinated to this object. Atheism reminds one of children, assuring everyone who is ready to listen to them that they are not afraid of the bogeyman. Political economy came into being as a natural result of the expansion of trade, and with its appearance elementary, unscientific huckstering was replaced by a developed system of licensed fraud, an entire science of enrichment. The bureaucracy is a circle from which no one can escape. Its hierarchy is a hierarchy of knowledge. The bureaucrat has the world as a mere object of his action. All forms of the state have democracy for their truth, and for that reason are false to the extent that they are not democracy. This is a kind of mutual reconciliation society. Actual extremes cannot be mediated with each other precisely because they are actual extremes. But neither are they in need of mediation, because they are opposed in essence. Religious suffering is, at one and the same time, the expression of real suffering and a protest against real suffering. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. The state is based on this contradiction. It is based on the contradiction between public and private life, between universal and particular interests. For this reason, the state must confine itself to formal, negative activities. Our mutual value is for us the value of our mutual objects, hence for us man himself is mutually of no value. Natural science will in time incorporate into itself the science of man, just as the science of man will incorporate into itself natural science. There will be one science. In general, it is always empirical businessmen we are talking about when we refer to political economists, who represent their scientific creed and form of existence. As far as Feuerbach is a materialist, he does not deal with history, and as far as he considers history, he is not a materialist. The question whether objective truth can be attributed to human thinking is not a question of theory but is a practical question. The philosophers have only interpreted the world, in various ways, the point is to change it. The hand mill gives you society with the feudal lord, the steam mill society with the industrial capitalist. Hegel remarks somewhere that all great world historic facts and personages appear, so to speak, twice. He forgot to add, the first time as tragedy, the second time as farce. The great mass of the French nation is formed by the simple addition of homologous magnitudes, much as potatoes in a sack form a sack of potatoes. Society does not consist of individuals, but expresses the sum of interrelations, the relations within which these individuals stand.